Hi and welcome to Amsterdam, or more specifically, the red light district, where we're gonna enjoy some beautiful, creamy and really tasteful red tea, which is actually famous for a couple of things, and I'll tell you all about it. Back to what's really important. The red tea is often a tea which is quite rich in its flavor, right? So you can compare it to maybe a great whiskey, or for me it often has the vibes of a port, actually, you know, a bit of tawny. And often you also get a bit of lilac, for example with the Hongyong Cha, the tea we will be drinking today. It's really bright and it has some of the bitterness some wines also have. So if you're not familiar with this kind of tea, it's definitely a great experience to get started, because you get something you don't associate with tea, right? You associate it very often with other stuff, and it depends on where you've lived, what you've drunk, and how you drank it, on what association you're gonna get. So it's always a surprise for somebody who just starts drinking this tea. But you'll also notice us not sitting in the usual setting, our tea club, right, which actually also just opened on the Rozengracht, fully opened, because of course Corona, it wasn't the best time, but now it's getting opener and everything opens up. It's so great how that is right now in Amsterdam. So if you would like to visit and have a very interesting, surprising experience, maybe go on a date, the tea ceremony rooms are perfect for that. So right now we're going to be preparing this wonderful tea. We'll do around 5 grams, and for some that may be a bit surprising, because if you've been an avid watcher of our channel, or if you know how Gong Fu Cha works, for you of course it's not surprising. But we use a lot of tea in small vessels, right? And with that we achieve a great taste and a wonderful sensation. So it's actually a ritual, a practice, which really lets you use all of your senses, right? So you see me right now, at the same time working with my hands, also smelling the smells of the city, but also of course of this tea. And if you would like, you want to have a cup?
Do you want to join in?
What is this?
This is actually a red tea, you know? So we're drinking red tea in the red light district.
Can you explain what you're doing?
Of course. So basically we use a lot of tea, like you see here inside, that this is unusually a lot of tea.
Yes.
And we use a bit of water. So actually that makes sure that the tea really unfolds, right? So you infuse this for around 10, some spicy stuff going on there. Oh no.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Where's your stand?
Nice. You guys are so chill. Is that your usual state of mind, or like?
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Restful people.
Yeah, that's great. Being restful is great stuff.
Drink it to you.
That's exactly what we need more in life. So check this out. This is a teapot, right? This is basically a redistribution cup. So I first pour it into there, and then I pour it into these cups, because then you get an even infusion. Otherwise, because this tea infuses so quickly, if I would pour it like this, and then here, you would get different strengths, right? Because basically you let it sit for around 10 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that. So it's infuses really quickly.
Wow.
Wow.
So enjoy, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Let me know what you think about it. Maybe the first thing you notice is that it's quite hot, right?
Perfect.
It's nice.
I've never had tea sitting in this particular place in Amsterdam.
We
It's
have
quite
loads of
unique.
I don't think any of us have had tea sitting in this particular place in Amsterdam, right?
I was just over there and I looked and I said, what are they doing?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes we also wonder, you know, but it's fun to do stuff that's really like weird, you know. But that's actually what we did when we started the tea club, because the Netherlands isn't a tea country, right? So it's only coffee and stuff like that. By the way, if you would like to have more, you can just set it down on the tea table and I'll refill your cup. But yeah, we really wanted to introduce that.
So what do you mean by tea club?
Well, you're asking very great interview questions. So basically, what it is, thank you. So actually what it is, it's a space where you can have tea ceremonies, where you can buy tea, where you can also buy tea cocktails, right? So we've actually wanted to combine everything you can do with tea. We also have like a cultural space for master classes, literally live music, which we're planning on having there, right? It's a hub, so it's a place where you can do everything related to tea, basically.
Wow.
Did you ever come across something like this, or not really?
No.
So like you were more into English blends and stuff like that, right?
No, well, it's only a new love of mine, like in the last couple years maybe. But now I'm actually starting to learn a lot more about the art of it. So I'm getting more books and really realizing that it can be like a whole ritual and it can be such a beautiful experience. It's not just drinking a cup of tea, it's so much more.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've only just now started learning.
It's also homely, right? Inviting people into a place where they can feel peaceful.
Yeah.
True. You know,
Coffee's more like drink, get stuff done. Tea's more like gezellig.
Yeah.
True. That's actually funny you mentioned that. Tea can be both, right? You can have the energizing effect, right? But then you force yourself to get energized in a bit of a more calm way instead of a jittery way, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it takes time.
Yeah, exactly.
Properly.
But probably if you've checked out tea and tea culture, you found gongfu-cha, right? Or because this is the way of making tea, the gongfu-cha way.
Yeah,
Tea with
I've
attention,
seen
right?
But I haven't read so much about it.
Well, that's cool. Of course, right now you can also just come by at ours and we'll tell you all about it. So it's a shortcut.
I love it. And this is beautiful.
So that's why.
So after a short intermezzo, we're back. We've actually just had a wonderful little tea ceremony outside with some super cool people who just came by, you know, they were just interested. And that exactly proves my point. Tea culture is for everybody. So it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, who you're talking to, and what's happening. Everybody is interested and everybody can be interested. So yeah, really got some good vibes off of that. But back to red tea actually. So it can really get you into a good mood. And it really gets you to talk, you know. So if you need a tea that's, you know, with a bit of cinnamony spice and can spice up your evening in many different ways. It doesn't have to be physical, it can also be mental, it can also be sensual. You know where to find it. So, if you want more, you can always subscribe to us. We'll always be there for you. We'll always be doing crazy stuff on the streets of Amsterdam and maybe even Paris or Berlin at one point. It was nice talking to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Namaste.